dispel it completely. But for you, no one is to be found who can destroy this doubt. Please repeat. This is my doubt, O Kṛṣṇa, and I ask you to dispel it completely. But for you, no one is to be found who can destroy this doubt. Purport. Kṛṣṇa is the perfect knower of past, present and future. In the beginning of the Bhagavad-gītā, the Lord said that all living entities existed individually in the past, they exist now in the present, and they continue to retain individual identity in the future, even after liberation from the material entanglement. So he has already cleared up the question of the future of the individual living entity. Now, Arjuna wants to know of the future of the unsuccessful transcendentalists. No one is equal to or above Kṛṣṇa, and certainly the so-called great sages and philosophers who are at the mercy of material nature cannot equal him. Therefore, the verdict of Kṛṣṇa is the final and complete answer to all doubts, because he knows past, present and future perfectly, but no one knows him. Kṛṣṇa and Kṛṣṇa conscious devotees alone can know what is what. Om Ajnāntimirandhasya Jnānanjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Jai Sri Kṛṣṇa Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Kṛṣṇa Hare Kṛṣṇa Hare Kṛṣṇa. So this chapter is entitled as the Dhyana Yoga. In the beginning, Kṛṣṇa talked about different methods to understand the absolute truth, namely Karma Yoga, Nishkam Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, and now in this chapter, Kṛṣṇa is talking about Ashtanga Yoga, or the meditation, Dhyana Yoga. So, more or less, in this chapter, we find the methodology of mystic yoga. Arjuna was hearing all that, but he was thinking that Kṛṣṇa doesn't seem it to be impossible for me. Don't you think it is not practical for me? But because Kṛṣṇa was saying, he was hearing, and then at last he said, how do I control my mind? I can't control. I can control the wind, but I cannot control the mind. In other words, he said that whatever procedure you said, whatever the process you explained, it seems to be not practical, or maybe it's very difficult for people like me. Then he said, Kṛṣṇa answered the question. Kṛṣṇa said, well, I agree with you that to control the mind is not easy, but it is not impossible. You can do it by practice and by the renunciation. And then Krishna is talking about the nature of the mind and how to control it. But then Arjuna is thinking that because it is a challenging task to control the mind. Just imagine that we are joining this process of devotional service, or we have started this practicing devotional service since so many years. And what is the most universal question everybody is facing is controlling the mind. The very first day when we came to Krishna consciousness, we were learning that we are supposed to control the mind. And we are still into the same process. Even after so many years, we are still doing the same exercise, controlling the mind. So we can understand how difficult it is to control the mind. Otherwise, why would Arjuna say in that age, Dwapar Yoga, and he was present with Krishna personally, physically, and he was a great devotee of the Lord, and he says, I cannot control the mind this way. That means to control the mind is very challenging, very difficult. It's not impossible, it requires practice. So Arjuna understood this particular aspect of controlling the mind, and then he raised the question. What if somebody is failed? What if somebody is unsuccessful? What if somebody joined Krishna consciousness or any other yoga system and is not successful? Before he gets the success, he has to die, or he cannot reach the ultimate goal. Is he going to be something like a cloud? In the last sloka, we were hearing about the same thing. So Arjuna is asking here that this doubt has arisen in my mind. Actually, this doubt anybody can has, isn't it? Many times people, they join Krishna consciousness, but they ask, what if I don't get success? What if I don't fulfill the words Krishna says in Bhagavad-gītā, antakale ca mameva smaran muktva kalya? What if I cannot remember Krishna at the time of death? Once upon a time I was with His Grace Jananivas Prabhu in Mayapur, and we were discussing, and we had somebody else also. So he said, what if somebody is practicing Krishna consciousness, but sometime he dies in some accidental way, or sometime he forgets, or sometime he's in the position where he cannot think of Krishna. So he's gone. Whatever he has done is useless. So we're discussing about that. Krishna is not like some dull-headed or some robotics or some emotionless person. Krishna won't say that, oh, you died? Now let me see the rule. I have to see the law book. The law says that whoever remembers at the time of death, Whoever remembers me will come to me. Okay, sorry, I'm sorry. This is the law. Now you cannot come to me because you forgot to remember me. Krishna is not like that. Krishna understands that this fellow was trying to remember me at the time of death. The entire life he tried to serve me. Entire life he was executing devotional service. So I will consider his services. So that was actually the question was asked by Arjuna. So we don't get into the detail of the answer. We are talking about this sloka where Krishna is glorified by Arjuna. Arjuna is saying that I have this doubt in my mind. And who is the best person in the entire creation? Who is there other than you who can dispel my doubts? Why? Because you are the supreme authority. How do you know? You only said in 2nd chapter. What did I say? You said about the soul that in the past also we were there. Present also these living entities will continue to, they are continuing, and in the future also they will continue to exist. Didn't you say that? Oh yeah, I did. So you told about the future of the living entities that they are going to be eternal part and parcel of the Lord. Yes. And elsewhere also you said, what did I say? In the 4th chapter you said, what did I say? When you said that you gave this knowledge to Sun God, so I asked you about it. That you are here with me since some few years, and you are saying that you said this, you gave this knowledge long ago to Sun God. How do I believe it? See, that time you replied, you remember so many births of yours and mine. Bahuni me vyatitani janmani tavacharjuna. And you said that I don't know all of them, but you know all of us, you know all the birth, mine and yours both. So you know the past, you know the present, and you know the future. And you are Supreme Personality of God. So the Lord, there is no better authority than the Lord because He knows everything. Srila Prabhupada also writes in the Purport that no better authority you can find other than the Lord. Forget about those philosophers and impersonalists and those who are what so-called great sages. What they know about the Supreme Lord, what they know about the verdict of the scriptures. People nowadays have fashion to talk about something which is beyond their understanding. There are so many so-called Babas, so-called Gurudev, so-called Guruji, and so-called, philosophers, and there are thousands of followers. There are big celebrities on social media, and people just follow like a crazy. Oh, he's talking so nice. He's speaking very charismatic. So people are following, but what he knows? Prabhupada said somewhere in the lectures that why Krishna will appear to the fools like those of impersonalist. Why Krishna will appear to them? How can they understand the Supreme Lord? They cannot understand. So, the only authority about the spiritual science is the Supreme Personality of God. So if we get the knowledge from Him, somebody said, Prabhupada, you said, actually somebody came to Prabhupada and he said, he was an Indian gentleman, he was nice to Prabhupada, and he said, one of your disciples was saying that so-and-so Baba, so-and-so Swami is a rascal. Prabhupada said, I didn't say. If somebody is saying, and if he is not knowing, then he is a rascal. So I cannot say for that. So he was specified, oh yes, Bhaktivedanta Swami is favoring me. And then he said, Prabhupada got the name of that person. And then Prabhupada said, what Krishna says in Bhagavad-gītā. Then he opened up Bhagavad-gītā. In Bhagavad-gītā, Prabhupada brought Bhagavad-gītā written by that particular fellow, Ramakrishna. He opened that book, translated by him. And then Prabhupada said, read Manmana Bhav Mad Bhakto. And the translation was there, think of me. Prabhupada said, good translation. And he was said, yes. He was actually a fan of that Ramakrishna. So he said, yes. And then Prabhupada said, okay, now read the purport. So in the purport it was said, it's not Krishna to whom we have to think. It is the someone sitting inside Krishna. That we have to think. Prabhupada said, now see. Therefore Krishna says that he is a rascal. Therefore Krishna says. Then Prabhupada said, then now what can I do? If somebody is not following what Krishna says, and Krishna says that he is a rascal, so what can I do? Somebody came to Prabhupada and said, I will shoo. Prabhupada was using the word Muda. Prabhupada said, I don't use the word Muda. Krishna is using the word Namam Duskrutino Mudha. Krishna using the word Mudha. I am not using the word. Krishna is saying that they are rascals. I don't say that. He is a supreme authority. Because he knows everything. Prabhupada writes in the Purport, he knows the past, present and future. And Prabhupada also writes in the last line of the Purport that only Krishna and his devotees alone can know what is what. Otherwise all other people are under confusion. They don't know. Krishna actually knows everything in and out. Bhagavad-gītā, Krishna says, Vedaham samatitani vartamanani cha Arjuna bhavishyani cha bhutani mam tu vedana kaśana. I know the past, I know the present, I know the future. I know everything, but people, they don't know me. They don't know me. Mam tu vedana kaśana. Nobody understands, nobody knows me. Krishna knows everything, what's going on in the heart of Arjuna. Arjuna said, I don't want to fight. Now he said that, can you drive my chariot in the middle of the army so I can see who are going to fight with me? Krishna said, really? Do you want to see them? Yeah, I want to see them. Are you sure? Yeah, I want to see them. Okay, now see what I am going to do. Then he took the chariot and he just parked the chariot just opposite Dronacharya and Bhishma. You wanted to see Arjuna, whom you are going to kill, right? These are the people who are going to kill. You are going to kill them. Because Krishna knows the heart of Arjuna. Actually, Krishna knows the heart of every living entities. All of us. He knows what's going on in my heart, He knows what's going on in your heart. He knows the future also. Like for example, in Srimad Bhagavatam you get to know the pastime of Daksha was having, he arranged a sacrifice, and Lord Shiva was there, but there was a great mess up, there was a great criticism and offenses in that particular sacrifice, Daksha Yajna. He criticized Lord Shiva, and the entire yajna was polluted and destroyed totally. But in Srimad Bhagavatam you mention, you read that Brahma and Vishnu, they didn't attend that particular sacrifice when Shiva was insulted. They didn't attend. Why? Because they knew, Lord Vishnu was knowing already that they are going to be a big mess there. So I am not going to attend. So actually the Lord knows everything in the future also. Dhruva, he did tapasya, he was a child. When Lord Vishnu appeared to him and he asked, "What do you want?" He said, "What I want? I don't want anything. Kachan vishinvan apidivya ratnam." He said that Swamin kathatos minna viram nayache. Actually I came, to find out some small benediction, but now I got you. Krishna says no. Vishnu says, I know what's going on in your heart. You wanted to become superior king than your grandfather. So be it. Now I want you to give you. Actually Krishna knows what's going on within the heart, what's going to be in the future. He knows all that. This is the way. Even Kardam Maharaj, the sage Kardama, he was doing tapas at Bindusar near Siddhapur, and the Lord appeared, and that Kardama Muni was so happy, he was so pleased, and he started praying to the Lord. And then he thought that, okay, now I am successful in my sadhana, so I should go back home, back to Godhead. So he said, can you please deliver me now? The Lord said, no. The Lord, he said that, I know that there is a small desire in your heart. You wanted to get married somewhere in the corner of your heart. And he said, oh, really? Krishna says, Vishnu says, let it be fulfilled. You get it fulfilled. And he was thinking, alas, what did I do? I didn't find any desire. Sorry, it was by mistake. Sorry, I don't want anything. Krishna said, no. The Lord said, no. You had a desire to get married. So be it. It's not a problem. And he was feeling so bad. Oh, what do I do with getting married now? I got your darshan. I can talk to you face to face. Why should I get married now? I don't want anything. So no, you should get married. So he said, don't worry. Don't think that I am not happy. I will personally appear as your son. Don't worry. And regarding the match, the girl, I'll send, the girl also. So Krishna knows what's going on in the heart. in everyone's heart. And whatever he says is final. Vedesha sarver ahmeva vedyo. I know what is Veda. People sometimes criticize Krishna. Oh, Krishna should not have done this. Krishna should not have done that. Okay, so now you will teach Krishna what he should do and what he should not do? No, he should have better. He should not ask Yudhishthir, Aswathama, Hata. Okay, so now you will teach Krishna morality? What is morality? He is the father of religion. He comes to establish religion. Whatever he says is religion. Whatever he says is dharma. Everything is adharma. Other than that. So, he is the knower of Vedas. Aradhate yadi harim tapasa tatakim. Naradhate yadi harim tapasa tatakim. If you are surrendered to the Lord, you don't need anything else. And if you don't surrender to the Lord, whatever you have is useless. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he knew everything in the future also. Even that time when he was there on the earth, physical pastime. As you get the story, the katha in the South India, Mahaprabhu was going and he was invited by one Ram Bhakta for the lunch. And Mahaprabhu went to his place and there was no preparation for lunch. And he was simply sitting, waiting. And Mahaprabhu said, "You have invited me for lunch? You didn't prepare it?" So he said, "We are in the forest. We don't have everything available here. So Lakshman has gone out to get some vegetables and some roots and fruits. After he comes, then Mother Sita will cook. Then you can get the food." So Mahaprabhu was very happy by his devotion to Lord Ram. But meanwhile, he got back to his sense. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot. Let me find out something. Give me some time. I quickly make it. Mahaprabhu was hearing all that. Then he served Mahaprabhu. It actually took little late. Mahaprabhu was supposed to eat around 12:30, but it was around 3 o'clock. So Mahaprabhu waited there, and then he took prasad. After prasad, Mahaprabhu said, "You also take?" He said, "No, I'm fasting." "Why are you fasting?" "Then I'm sad." "Why you are sad?" "How can this demon Ravan can touch my mother Sita? How can he dare to touch?" And Mahaprabhu said, "No, he never touched." Then Mahaprabhu said it was Maya. It was illusory Sita. It's not the original Sita. Actually, Mahaprabhu said, he pacified him in that talk. But then Mahaprabhu was traveling further in South India, and then he got the copies of Kurma Puran, where it is mentioned this incident of Sita's, illusory form. And then he took a copy of it and he gave it to that devotee. But Mahaprabhu knows what's going on in the heart of everyone. He knew the heart of Murari Gupta. Mahaprabhu knows that in Kali Yuga, people will be less intelligent. Therefore, he gave Mahamantra. This is the ultimate process of understanding to get the success. And Mahaprabhu knew that there will be some people who will not take shelter of mine. There will be some people Dharmachari, what is that? Yadi papi dharmachari dure deshe jai, more senapati bhakta jaibe tathai. Mahaprabhu said this. If some rascals or if some sinful people, they will not accept the cult of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the future, my Senapati Bhakta, my devotee who will appear in the future, he will go to the Western world and he will deliver everybody. And who was that? His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada ki. Mahaprabhu predicted this. And Prabhupada writes in the Purport that only Kṛṣṇa and his devotees can understand actually what is what. They know the future. There was a time when some of the disciples of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati who were in Bombay, they were very much impressed by the skills of Prabhupada when he was running a pharmacy business those days. Abhay Babu is very smart. He is very intelligent. Wherever he goes, he just convinces people like anything. He is very good manager also, so they all approached Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati and said, why can't we make Abhay Charan Das, Abhay Charan Arvind Das, our temple president in Bombay, in Gaudiya Math? Why can't we do that? It would be nice, we requested, but he's not saying yes. He's denying, so can you ask? Guru Maharaj, can you ask him? Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur replied, no, let him stay away only. He will do the needful at the time. When the time comes, he will do the needful. Because Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati knew this. This is the person who is going to deliver the entire world. Only Kṛṣṇa knows and his devotee knows. And sometimes his devotee knows more than Kṛṣṇa knows. How do you say that? That's impossible. How it is possible? Kṛṣṇa is everything. He is sarvagya, is trikalagya. How is it possible that Kṛṣṇa, something is known, not known to Kṛṣṇa, which is known to his devotees? How it is possible? Like something is not known to Balaram but was known to Kṛṣṇa. Is there anything you remember? Something was not known to Balaram but Kṛṣṇa knows that. When Brahma stole all the boys and cows, Balaram was surprised. What is going on here? All these cows are rushing down to the cows. It is not the first time they are seeing them. There must be some magic, some mystic. What's there? Then Kṛṣṇa said, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't tell you, right? No, I don't know what's going on. Actually, this is what happened. So Kṛṣṇa knew that, but some cases Kṛṣṇa does not know. And what is that? The pleasure, the feeling of bliss that Srimati Radharani gets, that Kṛṣṇa doesn't. And to understand that he has to appear as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Kṛṣṇa doesn't know what Radharani knows. So therefore, Kṛṣṇa, he appreciates his devotees because they know better. And if you want to know Kṛṣṇa, then better to go to his devotees instead of going to him, because his devotees know him better. Prabhupada says that if you go to a gentleman and if you ask, what do you like? He may say, he may not say. But if you go to his mother and ask, what does he like? The mother will say, he doesn't like this food, he likes that food. So these devotees know Krishna more than Krishna knows himself. So therefore one should take shelter of the Supreme Person of Godhead and his devotees. Prabhupada said this thing. Prabhupada said that either you follow what Krishna says directly from Bhagavad-gītā, or you follow his authorized representative. He says. You follow what he's... Then Prabhupada mentioned in one of the lectures, just like here, Prabhupada was giving a lecture and he said that I am your spiritual master, so I am delivering the same truth to you. So in the same way, if you want to know what Krishna wants to say and know, then better you go to your spiritual master in the disciplic succession and you surrender to whatever he says, because he knows what Krishna wants to say. He knows the way of Krishna's dealing with his devotees, because he knows that Krishna, which quality Krishna will be attracted by. He knows that what is the surrender to Krishna. So we should go to the spiritual master and follow whatever he says. There is no need to pick and choose. Okay, I will select this, I will know. Follow whatever your spiritual master says. And then your success is guaranteed. And that's what Arjuna is doing in this sloka. Arjuna is saying that there is no better authority than you. So I surrender to you. You are the Supreme Personality. He said, no one is to be found who can destroy this doubt. Only you can destroy. So you don't need to. Prabhupada said, whatever you need to know is there in my books. You don't need to go here and there. Sometimes people are, even in Vrindavan, you might see, oh, this Baba is talking very good. Or this Baba, so many people are listening his katha. Or he talks exactly like what Prabhupada is speaking. Somebody came to me and said, that Baba is talking exactly like in line with Prabhupada. Exactly like Prabhupada. So we go to here. I said, why exactly like? When there is Prabhupada available with you, you have books, you have his disciples, you have his followers, you have his ISKCON, then why you need to go outside? Simply listen to what Prabhupada said. Is there anything you can get something better than what Prabhupada has given to you? No, Prabhupada, same thing. No one is to be found who can destroy this doubt. There is no one in this world who can deliver the entire humanity other than Srila Prabhupada at this age. There's no one in this world. We don't need to keep doubt that Prabhupada has given this or not that. No. You simply read even the first, in the Bhagavad-gītā, before starting of the chapter 1, before first chapter starts, the introduction itself, Prabhupada writes in introduction, in one line, he says that just by reading Bhagavad-gītā thoroughly and following the spiritual master, one can get the Swarupa Siddhi, the constitutional position. Now what better confidential services are there? So we should surrender to the Supreme Lord and listen to his verdict, and we should understand the authority of the Supreme Lord and his spirit and his representative, and then we gonna get success in the life. Hare Krishna. We have question time or stop? Is there any question or comment? Yes. Yeah.
You mentioned that sometimes devotee knows whatever Krishna will. So I wanted to know what was that.
That in the case of his devotees' transcendental bliss, what they get in seeing Krishna, in serving Krishna in his devotional service, that Krishna does not get by himself, so he has to become devotee to know that. So there is that particular part which is not known to Krishna. So, and many things like Krishna, there are devotees like Prabhupada, they know what Krishna wants to say. Krishna may not say directly, but these devotees, they understand the heart of Krishna. So therefore, they present and they deliver the message of Krishna exactly as Krishna wanted it to be delivered. So therefore, they know, devotees know Krishna more better than anybody. Right. Thank you. Yes, yeah. I'm sorry, can you repeat it again?
How a devotee become eligible to understand Bhagavad-gītā? The reading or by listening from you?
Both. Actually, understanding Bhagavad-gītā is not difficult. Those who make some efforts, those who make some endeavors, they do understand Bhagavad-gītā. Because Krishna knows that this devotee is trying to give efforts, is trying to understand me. So whatever necessity, intelligent is required, Krishna provides. Then Krishna provides his devotee, Krishna provides his purpose, Krishna provides him everything, whatever is required to be, to understand Krishna. So, but there should be a strong desire in the heart of the devotee that I want to understand Bhagavad-gītā. And the desire will be followed by everything else. One has to simply have the strong desire to understand Bhagavad-gītā. And he should read Prabhupada purports, that's it. But when he is trying to understand, then he will get some devotee also to help you. Or we should approach also the spiritual master. We should approach the devotees who have got experience about Bhagavad-gītā. Because they are not going to speak anything outside Prabhupada purpose. So whatever is to be known by Bhagavad-gītā is all mentioned in Prabhupada purpose. If somebody is simply reading Prabhupada purpose, can also understand Bhagavad-gītā. Right. Thank you. Yeah, because yes. Actually, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati was not from this world. He was eternal associate of the Lord. Prabhupada said that what can I say about my spiritual master? He is a man from Vaikuntha. The Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati was eternal associate of the Lord. And he already knew that Bhaktivedanta Swami is going to come. Prabhupada is going to come. And he said when accepting him as a disciple, he said, you like to listen to my lecture, I accept you as my disciple. But before that also Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati knew that this is the one who has appeared. Even Bhaktivinoda Thakur also predicted in 1896, the same year when Prabhupada appeared, same year Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, because that same year he sent the book to Canada, Montreal, written about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's life and teachings. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he sent them. And that time many people asked, do you think that it is going to happen? Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, no, it is going to happen. Everyone will get the Krishna consciousness movement, entire world. Maybe that person might have appeared now. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur also knew that Prabhupada is going to appear.
Initially it was in the garment stage, that's why the devotees service is concerned. Not so active from the day one he met the
Right. That was apparent. It was not the reality, it's apparent. Means Prabhupada, when he came to ISKCON, when he came to Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, that time Prabhupada was showing himself like, no, I am more interested in Gandhi movement. He showed himself. But actually this was all eternal pastime of the Lord. Actually he was not an ordinary person from the beginning. But he wanted to establish teachings by his own life for future generations. So he accepted the Grihasthashram, and then he continued his business, and then he surrendered to the Lord. And he said one thing. He said that I could not fulfill the order of my spiritual master. At that time, I took a little time to fulfill it, but the instruction was never disappeared from my heart. It was always there. So this is the teachings we are learning from Prabhupada. That sometimes spiritual master give you instruction, you may not be able to fulfill that instruction that particular moment. Yeah, but you must keep it in the heart that you must fulfill it someday. It's like that. So thank you everybody. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.